Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a brand new kind of Let's Play. This Let's Play is of the monthly variety. Now, debuting Let's Play monthly, these are videos that will bulk around about 10 to 15 minutes, possibly ranging to the 20-minute mark. I plan to do this once a month, so I'm just going to give lots of people the chance to experience it. And what better way to experience Let's Play monthly than playing the game that fixed the third generation? Ladies and gentlemen, this is Pokemon Emerald, the third game in the Ruby Sapphire range that, Ruby and Sapphire consider unpolished lumps of, shite, to be honest. And considering that, in the terms of unpolished, finished shites, what Emerald did to fix this problem was just short of tremendous in terms of real good games. Anyway, this is the Rayquaza version. Rayquaza is the legendary dragon that emerged from this generation, alongside Groudon and Kyogre, then known as the Weather Trio. Fortunately, in this game, Rayquaza is central to the plot, as well as Groudon and Kyogre. Yes, they decided to mix both Team Plasma and Team Aqua and Team Magma into the game. Anyway, we start the game and we have, of course, Professor Birch, the forgotten child here in the Professor series. Alongside, considering that the best ones are Professor Oak, Professor Rowan, Professor Elm, these they forgot. Oh yeah, and of course Professor Milf. Can't remember her name, but anyway, that is a Lotad, which we'll be experiencing later on. Anyway, this is the basic introduction, tutorial, etc. part of the game. Now, as I mentioned, I don't like third generation. I love the Pokemon in third generation. I love some of the representation. I love some of the advancements they made, which this generation introduced abilities. But oh my god, Ruby and Sapphire were flawed! The plot was terrible. The take over the world bullshit, the fact they used the same story, split it in two, and instead of just putting they put Team Magma and Groudon in Ruby, and they put Team Aqua and frickin' Kyogre in the other. Anyway, this is our protagonist. His name is Brendan. I decided to do like a sensible person should do, and actually name him in full caps. Unfortunately, I used to be a retard and named him in full caps. So it's like, I am Brendan! More potential hazards than usual anyway. So, not only were the games were terrible, you know that text box that was down below? It was all in capitals, it was all flawed, and everyone hated it so much. So they got rid of that and they decided to put this in pretty much not in caps, because if it was in caps it'd be it'd be an entire world of angry people, and we don't really want that now, do we? We want something that makes sense, in a way. The only reason is they made the Pokemons capital. So, how do we start Gen 3? Simple. We arrive in Gen 3 by a move truck. Oh joy, this is gonna be an interesting start. Anyway, get off the bus. Welcome to Little Root Town. This is our starting point for Gen 3. Yes. Now, what I plan to do for Generation 3 is stick to Gen 3's only Pokemon. Despite the fact they've had prior Pokemon, as in Gen 1 and Gen 2 Pokemon, they are not going to be included for this run. So keep an eye on this instead. I mean, there are some better Pokemon in this game. Yes they are, actually. There are some pretty good ones. Say, for instance, the starters. All three of them are good. There's a good flying type, there's a very good fighting type, which we're going to be taking advantage of later on. As well as some fire types, if we could get some. Yeah, I reckon we can get some fire types. Basically, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be creating sort of a team that works with each other. Unfortunately, when Ruby and Sapphire came out, they decided the Pokemon anime was at its lowest point. In fact, when it came to its lowest point, all the kids that used to watch it switched to Yu-Gi-Oh!, which allowed the more veteran Pokemon likers, as in prior first and second gens, to actually enjoy the show more. This is the way they begin. This is when the franchise started to rise, as it were. I mean, the lowest point, of course, was Ruby and Sapphire. the worst games in the series. Why? Because little kids are still playing with them. Because when something is played with little kids, it's really, really terrible. And ever since all the anime shows after Pokemon decided to copy the skills. Beyblade was a very famous example, as well as Beat 'em Man. A very pointless show anyway. Here's a PC, and you'll be able to withdraw a potion. We're going to be needing that potion. Mostly due to the fact that we're going to be having a fight as well. A rival fight anyway. Just as you go downstairs, your mother calls you and pretty much tells you that your father, which gives you a hint because he is the son of a gym leader. Well, your main character is the child of a gym leader. Remember the name. We're going to be taking over. So, and that battle is pretty much tough as well. So, let's begin. Pretty much that your mother tells you to go next door, and we are going to go next door. We're going to follow the flow of the story, as it were. So, this is a little root town. It's just like Powder Town, except more lame. Anyway, the mother, of course, comes in and says, "Oh, hello, and you must be the new neighbor across the road. Ah, yes. It must be a fantastic way of actually starting it off. We have a daughter the same age as you. I hope you actually get along well and have butt sex." Wait, what? That makes no fucking sense whatsoever. Also in the show, which is unpopular as well, they had a character, and in the anime there was a character called May. Her, to be precise. Not the green uniform, which is to symbolize the games, because pretty much, besides, the outfits they wore were a major step up from the outfits they had for pretty much Ruby and Sapphire. They had that ridiculous red outfit, which was a bit stupid. Brendan wasn't particularly used. Now, a lot of people are saying all the characters that didn't get mentioned, like the characters like Gold and Brendan, and another character we're going to be meeting later on who becomes a major annoyance. And then the next one you have Lucas from Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, Platinum. That's May's Pokemon. We're going to be facing that thing later. She says like, "Oh, we're going to have some more Pokemon." And that's a Nintendo GameCube. I don't know if they ever had an orange version, but I'm pretty sure they didn't. There was a purple one, a silver, and a black. I had a black GameCube for years. I sold it as soon as I got my hands on Pokemon Coliseum. Because I wanted the exclusive. I had to buy a new GameCube because of that. Interesting, I had a huge obsession with buying Nintendo Pokemon stuff. I kind of still do. Anyway, he tells you that Professor Birch is outside on the field. He's the only thing is he's more unique. Oh yeah, I just remember the professor in Gen 5, it's Professor Uniper. Everyone just calls it Professor MILF. That's pretty much what I have to say. Anyway, the little girl requests you to go see what it is, and oh my god, there's a fight! Here's the difference in the last one. In Ruby and Sapphire, Professor Birch was chased by a Poochyena. Now he's being chased by a Zigzagoon. You pick up the items anyway. The starters are Trico, Torchic, and Mudkip. And I will be choosing Trico, the best of the three. That's a Zigzagoon. This is my Trico. Trico is a pure grass type that, in my opinion, grass types were beginning to get popular around this point. Because in Gen 4, Gen 2, they only had Meganium, Jumpluff, and all other crap Pokemon in that genre. Oh yeah, and Velosa, which was really pants. Anyway, Trico uses Pound to smack the Zigzagoon away, and that's pretty much the end of the battle. Professor Birch will thank you, and he'll pretty much ask you to accompany him back to the laboratory. Say, "Oh, you're Brendan. This is not the place to so come back to the lab." So, pretty much, after all, he and the player's father are best friends for years. Anyway, you get to keep the Trico. Trico is going to be a valuable member of our squad in terms of notes. Anyway, in Gen 3, grass types became really cool. Gen 4, they started to get popular. Gen 5, they're the most popular type to use in the metagame so far. Which is surprising considering Ferrothorn is the best bloody grass type, period. Right, but this is Gen 3 anyway. Stay tuned next month because we got some... Now that we got our Pokemon, I believe we're going to be tracking down May. Good luck.